Good morning, everyone. This is State Climatologist Gary McManus with your Mesonet Weather Report. Were you ready for the heat this week? Even I wasn't ready for the heat this week, and I'm a famous Oklahoma summer fan. It really got out of hand when we added that humidity and we had those heat index values really start to skyrocket. It can be expected this time of year. It is June after all. But we've been so mild recently, and I'll talk about that here in a bit, that it was a little bit of an acclimation problem. But let's start with the drought monitor. I know we don't have any bad conditions here, but let's take a look at the country as a whole and see where we are. If you want to take a look and see how it's changed over the last 3 months or so, these green areas show areas of improvement in the drought monitor. The yellows and the oranges show areas of degradation. So right here in Oklahoma, in northwest Oklahoma, we had looks like about 3-class improvement in that part of the state, but across the western 2/3 of the state we had improvement. So that's certainly good news for us, and that's a pretty big change over the last 3 months. And the rain hasn't stopped, has it? So take a look at just for the first 15 days of June. We can see on the Mesonet we have lots of areas that had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches or more. So really great totals. Some areas less than a couple inches, but you know, those are few and far between. So when we take a look at that map, at least the departure from normal, we can see most of the state getting 3 to 5 inches above normal. We do have just a few areas down close to normal, or even just a little bit below normal. Parts of southwest Oklahoma, the far western panhandle and Kenton. But for the most part, lots of surpluses for June thus far. That looks even better when we take a look at the percent of normal rainfall. Again, for June 1st through the 15th, lots of areas in those dark blues, from 150 to as much as 400+% of normal for this time of the year. Again, just a few areas below that 100% of normal mark, and again, just a couple of Mesonet sites, but a lot of rainfall for June thus far. How wet has June been thus far, at least for those first couple of weeks? Well, it's the 5th wettest in at least the last 100 years, with a statewide average of 5.1 inches, which is about 2.6 inches above normal. So a very wet beginning of June, that first half, and that just adds to the rainfall that we've had since that record rainfall in April and in a very wet May as well. Taking a look at the satellite relative greenness map from the Oklahoma Mesonet, we can see not many areas have any of that brown or dead vegetation like we saw just a couple of months ago. In fact, that golden wheat from the Oklahoma wheat crop showing up very nicely from the southwestern part of the state up through north central Oklahoma, and then again out in the panhandle. Other than that, we have lots of green vegetation across the state. Certainly welcome. No fire danger to speak of in the state of Oklahoma. And remember, it's not just us that are dealing with the heat, it's also the livestock. And this from the Cattle Comfort Index for Monday, June 16th. We can see that those values were projected to get up into the mid 100s. So if we get up above 95, up above 100, it starts to get into that heat danger category. And so we need to start taking those precautions for the cattle. And this tool is very valuable as we go through the summer. So take a look at that on the agricultural section of the Oklahoma Mesonet website and app. So summer's here whether you want it or not. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.